care. I'm going to fucking just say it.
I love a fillet of fish.
Ja Rule is underrated. I don't care what anyone says.
You can't say that.
Mate, a cold Milo is better than any coffee.
Did you use my toothbrush?
I don't have to say allegedly. These are old crimes.
As soon as you see a hole in your jocks, just throw it away.
Everyone pisses in the shower. I'm telling you.
You better not get us kicked off here.
Mate, what the fuck do I know about Ecuador?
I'll just chuck a sickie.
I don't know what the currency is.
It's not my fault she's a fucking idiot.
Foghorn Leghorn. Like from the Looney Tunes.
What do you think's better, a dim sim or a potato cake?
Oh man, this isn't gonna work, I'm telling you.
Fucking hot!
It is fucking
It's
hot.
hot.
Welcome to the sweatbox, ladies and gentlemen. If you see us wiping our brows like we're in, we're extras in the movie Mississippi Burning or, one of those Power of One type movies, whenever there's slavery or racial tension, there's always sweat involved in those movies, and that's what we're looking like today. It's fucking 44 degrees, but nonetheless, the weather doesn't stop us. We are here for you. And today's topic is revenge. Good old-fashioned revenge.
Yeah.
What are you thinking about revenge? You liking this topic? I know you like this topic.
I do. I love this topic because I think that there's a lot of people who have heaps of revenge stories.
Well,
and it's a certain type of person, yeah, because not everyone will just be a revenge. Like, I don't think I'm a revenge person. I'm more of a, let's just see what happens to you. Let's let karma do its job.
I'm not a revenge person either.
Yes, you are. He seeks revenge on me all the time. I can't even get him in any possible way because he'll remember it and he's going to fucking get me back. So
I will not be bullied. I will not be bullied.
Today I was at the airport and there was a fucking mole. A mole serving everybody in Jetstar. And she was being so rude. And she was really rude to this old lady. And I said to the lady, I was like, man, she was fucking rude. And she's like, yeah, I felt so insulted. She was talking to me like I was a child. And I said, yeah, you know what? But I feel sorry for her. And she goes, yeah, at least we spent 5 minutes with her, but she has to live with herself. And I was like, that's fucking right. So that's like let karma just do its job.
Yeah.
You're going to be a mole? Just fucking be a mole.
I would have been
your problem.
I would have been sitting there thinking, I wonder if I can get to the lunchroom and sort of dip my cock and balls in her food. That's what I would have been thinking. Ladies and gentlemen, as we said, today's topic is revenge. If you've ever plotted payback, dreamed about it at night, or been vindictive over something small, then this episode is for you. What springs to mind when I say revenge? Is there any sort of cases of revenge or...
Oh, like faking a pregnancy? Or keying a car?
Yeah,
they're like the big ones, I think.
I never even thought of faking a pregnancy. That really is obviously a female-only revenge tactic.
Yeah, and it's also to get someone back. So, like, it's someone to get, like, if you've got a partner, you can say you're pregnant and then they'll come back to you. In your mind. That is a fucking crazy situation.
Yeah,
women do it all the time. I remember when I used to work at Napoleon, a girl come up to us that she used to work at, like, ICE or something like that. And she told us that she had faked a pregnancy and we were like, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's crazy. It's crazy.
And see, what's funny? That's what springs to mind for you, which is like the most female-only revenge.
Yeah.
What springs to mind for me? John Wayne Bobbitt. If you're a man of my age, you know who that is. That's the guy...
John Wayne Bobbitt?
You don't know John Wayne Bobbitt?
I've never heard that name before in my life.
Wife's name was Lorraine Bobbitt?
I was just thinking of The Simpsons.
No.
Lorraine?
No, you're thinking Lurleen. Lurleen. Hey, Homer J. No. John Wayne Bobbitt was a piece of shit guy that used to beat the shit out of his wife back in the 90s. Fell asleep drunk one night. She snuck into the bedroom and cut his fucking cock off. Cut his whole dick off and put it in the garbage disposal. So... ended up getting the dick back, tried to reattached it somewhat, had some new mechanical dick sort of upgrade thing. They ended up giving him a massive fucking log, like a 9-incher, thick and sturdy, like a Rexona can.
I can't believe that.
And he started doing porn. And his porno was called John Wayne Bobbitt Uncut.
Love that.
And I know that with no Google. That's how my brain works. Man gets his cock cut off, I'm all over it.
Love that for him.
Love that for him. Man, our whole generation should be about nothing but revenge. Every fucking movie that I watched and loved as a kid, the entire action genre was just revenge. It was always a man who had his family or girlfriend wiped out by street toughs.
Yeah.
And what did he need? Revenge. Revenge. It was all about revenge. Every fucking movie was about revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of what other movies there are.
What a glorious time. So, I looked up revenge today to see what the psychologists say about it. Like, I enjoy revenge, I love it, I've got no qualms with revenge, but apparently it's not good for you. So this is what they say. Number one, revenge is primitive, barbarous, and savage. I like that. I think that taps into primal instinct.
But you're a different type of person, though.
Yeah, but I still think that that's valid. I think every now and then...
That's what I'm saying, you're a different type of person.
Yeah, I think the laws of the jungle apply. Number two, the material, psychological, and spiritual costs can be devastating. Material, okay, so you might spend a ton of money getting revenge, like you might pour resources into doing it. Psychological, like the impact on your brain, and spiritual, how you feel about yourself.
Yeah.
I still think revenge is valid. Number three, revenge is corrupting. Planning revenge is foolish and self-defeating, and revenge ultimately accomplishes nothing. See, that's a fucking blatant lie. Revenge can accomplish anything.
It really can. Like, if you... Well, obviously, your aim is to inflict pain on someone.
And there's
emotionally.
Well, there is different types, and we went through and we found some of those. So the first type of revenge, Melissa, is...
social or reputational revenge.
Alright, so I think we go through these little list of the common forms of revenge and we see if we've done it before. Have you ever done social or reputational revenge, which looks like spreading rumors, exposing secrets, or public humiliation?
Never. I'm a fucking vault. If you tell me anything, it's going with me to the grave. I would never spread rumors.
I've done this. Not spreading rumors, but public humiliation.
Are you serious? You spread a rumor about your mate you told him he was studying karate.
I did do that, and that was really... But that wasn't revenge.
No, but you spread rumors, though.
Yeah, I spread silly rumors. Like, just quickly, sidebar, my mate was living in Perth, he got pretty overweight, and he was pretty fucking upset about it, and I knew he was coming back to Melbourne, and he was going to see all of his old mates. So I told him, jokingly, even though I didn't tell this to my mates, I told him that I told everyone that he had been training karate for years now, and he was a black belt, and, you know, all this sort of stuff. And he's like, why the fuck did you tell him that? They're going to expect to see me all shredded and shit. And then I told him that I saw him on the lawn just with his leg kicked out like Van Damme, just going, "Bah!" like holding this real hard high kick pose. And he's going, you are a fucking idiot. They're expecting to see someone fit who can do these high kicks and hold these positions. And I look like shit. It's going to make me feel worse. So that's what I did. All right, number two, emotional or psychological revenge. Silent treatment, emotional withdrawal, manipulation. Yes, you've done them all.
Pro at it.
You did that to me yesterday. All of that. Whenever we argue, you engage in this, and so do I.
I do not.
Yes, you do. Silent treatment, yes. Emotional withdrawal, yes. Manipulation, mate. You don't even know you're manipulating. That's the level you operate. Melissa's a bad person. Help me from this relationship. Material or practical revenge. What it looks like. Property damage or financial interference. Have you ever done that to someone?
No. Nah.
I have.
Nah.
I've definitely done this. And you'll learn about this in the second story. What else? Legal or institutional revenge. Using the systems to punish. So like calling the cops on people.
Nah.
Yes, we have.
Our neighbours.
Yes, our noisy neighbours. Me and Melissa.
They're not neighbours, yeah. They're like doors down.
They live two back houses and across down. These young motherfuckers, they pump bass all night sometimes. Boom, 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 boom. Which is fine. I love partying.
It's not fucking fine.
No. But it's not fine.
Not when you're 43.
Not when you're 43 and you got kids that are trying to sleep and their fucking bass is rattling your windows. I'm calling the cops like an old man. And every time I say the same thing, mate, we just got home, mate. We've got a 4-week-old baby, mate. We just got home. This guy must think fucking have new babies every 6 months that are always 4 weeks old. And last one, success-based revenge. What it looks like, self-improvement or thriving. I've never done that.
I don't get it.
Your revenge is doing well for yourself.
Ah.
Yeah.
No.
No. No. Very unsuccessful.
The only
Both
revenge, I
unfit.
tell you what, the only revenge that we have is that we've got a pretty fucking awesome relationship. So,
And we've
fuck
got
you to all our exes.
Yeah, exactly. All my exes can suck my knob. And they did. And they did it poorly. She's the best. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it is time for a story. I am sweating like a whore in church. It is unbelievable here today. Melbourne is 44 degrees.
Hate it.
Hate it, hate it, hate it. But nonetheless, right now, ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourself for Jake's story time. So my cousin Sam has always been a bit of a bully. Growing up, he was very, very big and very, very strong, and he was 2 years older than me, which made a massive difference when you were young. Once when we were kids at my grandma's house, he used to just get on my fucking nerves all the time, and he kept just calling me a piece of shit, calling me names, blah, blah, blah. Jake, I'll fucking smash you. Jake this, Jake that. And he just had this look of disdain on his face every time he looked at me. And I remember I was sitting around the table with my grandmother and my other cousin, and I was just staring at him thinking about how much I hated him. And I had this knife in my hand, and I'm thinking, do I fucking do it? And I thought, no, that could be too much. So, as a plan B, I put about 3 inches of cream cheese on a nice fucking dark bread slice of Atlantic rye. I caked this thing up about this thick, and I went, boom! As hard as I could, I slammed him in the face with that piece of bread. And it stuck to his cheek, and it knocked him off the fucking chair, and he didn't know what hit him. Mr. fucking Grand Master, who was just sitting there like King Dick, he did not expect retaliation from one of his minions. But I fucking got him, and then I purposefully hid behind my grandma, who was yelling in German, "We don't do that, boys! No, we don't do that! No fighting!" I don't know why she always made that noise. All Germans, they go, no! They go from down to up when they get angry. Anyway, this is the sort of person we were dealing with. Now, I went with my auntie and uncle to their houseboat. They used to own a houseboat down on the Murray, and it was a very humble little houseboat, but it was awesome for us. And we used to go down there, and I'd go down there with my auntie and my uncle and my 2 cousins, Rhiannon and Sam. Now, Sam held on to that bullying nature all the way through my childhood. And so when I was about 12 and Sam was about 14, he had been out drinking with some of the other older boys while I stayed on the houseboat. But it was Easter time, and I was very, very keen to start eating my Easter eggs. Now, I knew that this would annoy Sam, right? Because I wasn't 5 years old, I was 12, and he was asleep on the couch out in the lounge room area. And the way that the couch was set up, it was very small, and Sam is very tall. And so the armrest on one side, Sam's head was hanging over it like this, hanging all the way back. And I went up to him, and I'm just poking him. I'm going, "Sam, it's Easter. Sam, it's Easter, it's Easter. Wake up, Sam, wake up." And he turned, looked at me with one eye half open, and went, bang! And he punched me straight in the mouth. He was asleep. He went from asleep to punching me straight in the head as I stood there with these Easter eggs, gleefully, trying to half wake him up. And he punched me straight in the mouth. I was furious. Furious. I was upset about the punch, but that didn't steam me the most. The thing that upset me the most was the fact that he rolled over after he punched me and went back to sleep blissfully. You know what an insult that is?
Yeah.
That just says that I am absolutely no threat at all. If you can punch someone and go to sleep within milliseconds, you are not worried about them in the slightest. But I'll tell you something, he fucking should have been. So as he laid there, sleeping, and started to snore, actually, because his head was back, I was just getting more and more furious. And I was thinking, what am I going to do to this man? I've got him at my disposal, and he doesn't even know I'm plotting on him right now. I'm watching him sleep, and I'm just thinking I could do anything to you. Anything. So what do? I decided that Easter eggs, even though they started the problem for me, they were going to be the cure. So, because it was Easter time, up at the Murray, it was always sort of warm. We had all the Easter eggs in the freezer. And one of those Easter eggs was a massive football-sized Easter egg. I think it was called the footy or something like that. I waltzed over to Sam, whose head was hanging back over the edge, and I knew I was going to slam this fucking thing in his face as hard as I could. But I'm telling you, before I did it, I paused for a moment. I held this thing above my head like I was bouncing the ball at the grand final, and I felt electricity go through my body like Thor. Boom! I slammed this fucking frozen Easter egg, football-sized, on this sleeping man's face as hard as I can, and it shattered across his whole face and busted his nose. He had blood everywhere. Now, like a true coward, after I did this, I just ran to the end of the houseboat and leapt off the edge and swam. I swam into the middle of the Murray, and comically, he ran to the back of the houseboat. He comes out and he's going, "You're fucking dead! You're fucking dead!" He had blood all over his face. He had little bits of tinfoil and chocolate stuck on his fucking head. "You're fucking dead, cunt! You ain't don't fucking see what the fuck I do to you! You're fucking dead!" He was going off, and I'm in the Murray protesting like this, and "You fucking punch me first, you cocksucker! Fucking blah, blah, blah." And he started to get so angry, he tried to jump in the boat and chase me. And he grabs the end of the boat like he's just trying to kickstart the motor. But he couldn't get the boat going. And I'm laughing at him. You can't even get the boat going, you fucking piece of shit. Suck shit, you fucking cocksucker. And eventually, by the time I came back, I stayed out in the river for probably an hour to let him cool down. And it was pretty cold. But I stayed out there, I let him calm down, and by the time he got back, he acknowledged that he punched me first and that what I did was fair enough.
Good.
That was my revenge.
Good. I'm glad, because he fucking deserved that.
100% he deserved that. He deserved more punches than he ever got.
Didn't you throw him into the pool that time at the wedding as well?
Yes, that is very true. We went all the way to Queensland for my cousin's wedding when we were kids. My cousin Sam was dressed up really nicely in a full tuxedo, and I was dressed in this fucking terribly zesty looking white fucking sailor outfit with white knee-high socks and white sandals. And I remember Sam, I swear to God, I've got this memory in my head, and this probably speaks to my entire childhood. I got this memory of Sam looking on the end of this pond, going, "Oh, fish! Look at this fish there!" And there was big goldfish in this pond, and I was behind him, just a kid, man, literally 4. And I remember thinking, do I push him or don't I? And then just as I was thinking what to do, my hand just went bang! And there he goes. He went fucking head first into the actual pond. And there's a photo we've got, I think it's around here maybe.
That's
still.
why I know this story, because I saw the photo and I'm like, why is he dressed like that?
Yeah, so my cousin's wearing his dad's Hawaiian shirt, sitting there crying with his hair all flat down. You can see tears, and I swear to God, my uncle is holding me in his arms looking disgusted at me, and I'm doing this. I'm whistling. I'm whistling in the picture. You can actually see it. That whole picture tells that whole story. And my mum is in the corner with her hand on my cousin, looking at me with disgust. Everyone was looking at me with disgust. Yeah.
Nice.
That's really me. And I tell you what, my cousin, he really came full circle. Last little point on this. You know how I said he was a bully and all that sort of stuff? Turns out, he became a standover man and started bullying adults. And it took him to prison. I
don't know if you should have said that.
You always want to do what you love and what you're good at. And he was unbelievable.
All right, stories from the DMs.
Stories from the DMs. Let's get it.
All right, so back in the 90s, I was head chef at a well-known upmarket bistro in Collins Street.
Bistro?
Bistro.
Bistro?
What is it?
I don't even know what the difference between a bistro and a fucking restaurant is, do you?
Wait, did I say that wrong? Bistro?
It sounded weird, but you're right. You're fine.
Okay. I'd been negotiating a new wage and my name on the menu. One Saturday, I found my own job advertised in the Saturday Age.
Whoa.
I trashed the kitchen, turned off the pilot lights, waited until the dining room was 3/4 full, pocketed all the orders and walked out through the dining room. The owner chased me, offered money, begged me to stay. I left anyway. The best part was discovering the restaurant reviewer was there that night.
Wow.
There was also another time I pissed in his bolognese sauce.
Oh my God.
Cheers, Mel and Jake. G'day, fuckers.
Jesus Christ. I get the storming off and I get all that stuff, but fucking pissing in the bolognese sauce, man. People doing shit to food,
people do stuff all like that all the time.
I never used to. I worked at KFC, and you probably understand that I was a bit of a irresponsible person, but I would never fuck with anyone's food in case little kids ate it.
Yeah. Well, did you ever hear about that lady who was putting like poison in the tomato sauce bottles
Was this
in America?
No.
Like just in the normal, like you know when you go to like Nando's or whatever, and there's like a tomato sauce bottle.
What? So she was going in like communal areas and doing that,
and that was just like her thing, and she was doing that all over the place.
You know where my cousin Sam lived? He lived like sort of in the back paddocks of Rockbank. There used to be a madman that lived around there who hated dogs, and he used to fly around in a small light plane and drop diseased meat in people's fucking backyards. He killed one of my uncle's dogs. He killed their Saint Bernard, Bronson.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he killed heaps of people's fucking dog, but he was super rich, and they could never get a hold of him. I'm sweating too.
I feel like my Mo's sweating. I got like sweat here and sweat here.
I love that. It's
very attractive.
Yeah, it's like your normal Mo, but aqua. All right, story number 2. I've got 2 quick ones here, so I'll do them both. My mate's older brother grabbed me by the throat one night while drunk. Years later, I found a 3/4 bottle of Jack Daniels in his room. I tipped half out and pissed in it to make up the difference. Bottoms up. Another food fucking with.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about this? There used to be a cyclist back in the day called Gary Niewand. You remember that name?
Nah.
He was massive in the 80s. I think he competed in the Commonwealth Games and stuff. He came to our school, in primary school. And that was a big deal for us. There was photos of him in the paper. There's photos of me and him in my primary school on the wall. Because there was a main picture of him and I was right out the front.
Yeah.
So that was like really prominent.
Yeah.
He got done for stalking his missus. And this was years later. And he used to hide up in the roof and fucking like spy on her and shit. And he'd wait till she'd leave the house. And he would go through the food, piss, shit, and wank into all the food, and then kick back and document her eating it.
Oh, man.
Gaza!
That's a special type of person.
Yeah, that's a nutcase.
Man, there's fucking crazy people out there, I tell you.
But you know what? In the theme of revenge, well done, Gary! Alright, after my dad died, my boyfriend became abusive. I ended up with an IVO. He kept messaging me for his work boots. I put them in the driveway, set them on fire, and sent him a photo and said, come and get them. Never heard from him again. You go, girl. You go, girl.
I'd be scared to do that, especially if they were abusive. I'd just be thinking, oh, they're going to come and, because they know where you live.
They do know where you live.
But it's scary.
But you know what? How ballsy is that then?
Yeah, fucking oath it is. I wouldn't have the balls to do that. I'm too scared.
Give her a you go, girl.
You go, girl.
All right, nice.
All right. At 17, freshly dumped days before my birthday, I later found out that he left me for a man.
Oh!
Weeks later,
At 17, he left her for a man?
Damn. At least he knew young.
That cunt's gay.
Weeks later, I went home with his best friend. Looking back, I should have been the bigger person, but I was young and learning. That's all right.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I'll say this, though. If this dude wasn't gay, right, if he didn't leave you for a man and he was just a straight dude that fucked someone else and then you went and banged his best friend, I'm telling you right now, what would happen was you'd end up feeling bad that you reduced yourself to that level, and in a couple of years, him and his best mate would be laughing about both having slept with you.
Really?
100%.
No.
Yes.
Oh, maybe because they're so young.
Yes.
Yeah, that wouldn't happen, would it?
I'm telling you, that's how it goes down. Women always think they're getting revenge with that type shit, and they always end up destroying themselves.
Well, it's good to know.
Yeah, there you go. Free advice, ladies. Don't fuck their best friend to get back at them.
Yeah, because then they're just going to be talking shit about you and talking about, like...
Yeah, dumb slut. Yeah. Fucked us both. Ah! She thinks she won. Going home with jizz in her hair. Oh, I beat those guys. You sure did. You beat their dicks.
All right. Is it my turn?
Yeah, do this one.
My girlfriend's dad hated me. After we broke up, I still snuck over. One morning, I slept in and found what I thought was a dead bird on my bonnet. It was a fresh, still warm human turd.
Oh.
I drove from Bulleen to Craigieburn in peak hour with it on my car. I know that old cunt did it, but just couldn't prove it.
Wow.
Man, that is disgusting. Do you remember that time when I was doing that job in the city and I stepped in human shit? I thought, and I had new hockers too.
Yeah. It's
died. Human poo is 10 times worse than an animal poo.
Why is that? Why is fucking human poo so repulsive?
I don't know, because you just imagine them squatting, you know? It's like there's a devil in them, you know?
So, well, if you're shitting in the street as a human being, you're either extremely sick and you couldn't make it to a toilet, or you're a fucking lunatic. So maybe that plays into it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like a demonic thing to just go shitting on the street.
Yeah, it really is. I would rather eat 3 dog shits than 1 human shit.
I'd have a smoothie if I had to, but not of a human. Never.
How much would it cost for you to eat human shit?
Oh, no number.
It's a junkie as well.
Nah.
And he's got a heroin addiction.
What, am I going to get sick?
I don't know.
I'd probably do it for millions.
For millions? You'd eat junkie shit.
Yeah, but I'd have to just know that I'm not going to die. Can't even think about it.
I reckon I'm more easily bored. I reckon 200 grand, and look, if I could have it battered, that'd be alright. Some chicken salt and some junkie shit. Lovely. Alright. Last story. Hey mate, not my story, but probably 18 years ago, I was living in a unit block in Cairns, Queensland, with a bogan couple living next door. The woman used to work in a cafe, and I'll never forget, one day she was telling us about this American woman who wasn't happy with her sandwich. I think something like she had asked for no butter or something similar. Anyway, she was apparently very rude about it and was abusing the staff and demanding it fixed. So my lovely neighbour decided that she was going to wipe the new bread across her unwashed fanny and said she'd just had a sexual relations with her fella that morning too. Long story short, the American Karen ate the sandwich and told them how lovely it was after. Yikes. Ever since then, I've never been able to send food back. I don't condone her actions at all. Just seemed fitting for your revenge episode.
Man.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine that. Like, what, just working somewhere and then just fucking opening your pants and just, Yeah,
getting that vagina mic going.
Disgusting.
And imagine, like, getting home after that and going to take a piss and then just seeing, like, sun-blessed crumbs all over your pussy and going, oh, that's right. That's right. I fed that thing earlier. Lucky it was a multigrain. Unbelievable. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your stories, and we want to hear more stories coming. But right now, we've got a special twisted edition of Melissa's Playbook. These are going to be revenge scenarios that we're going to go through, and we're going to throw up some different options for these scenarios and see which one both of us would take.
All right.
Get ready. Revenge scenario number 1. Someone publicly embarrasses you. Do you A, call them out immediately? Don't you say that about me? B, stay silent but never forget? Or C, smile and hurt them later? What do you do?
I'd want to go with C, but I think I'd go with B because I'm just a pussy and I don't speak up. Yeah. Stay silent and never forget, and then I'll just be like, I fucking hate that bitch.
Yeah.
Or cunt.
We've discussed this before. You know that in this scenario, I take A.
Oh, yeah. But that's because you're really funny, though, and you can come up with comebacks. Like, you would embarrass them twice as hard back.
100% I would.
If I could speak the way that you speak, I'd be doing A too. But I'd be like this. And then I'd go home and tell you and cry.
Yeah, if you want an example of A, my mate's brother-in-law was a really arrogant prick, and he hated him, but he could never do anything about it because it was his brother-in-law. So one day we were in a position where I was first meeting him, and I'd heard plenty of stories about this guy, but I've never actually engaged with him before. But I heard so many stories, I hated him before I actually saw him.
Yeah.
And when I saw him walk in and my mate goes, that's that fucking guy, that's that guy, I could see this smug look on his face, and he came over to where we were standing, and he started engaging and shaking hands with everyone except me and talking almost around me.
I hate that.
And then at one point my mate goes, hey, Aaron, this is Jake. And he turned to look at me, and he went to kind of stick his hand out, and I said, I know who the fuck this is. I go, this cunt tried to suck my cock a few weeks ago at a nightclub. This dude is a fucking homo. And he just went like red, and everyone just started going, And I go, I'm just joking, man. I'm just joking. And I slapped him on the chest, and I walked off. And he was so embarrassed, man.
Love.
He went bright red, and ever since then, he was following me around like a fucking puppy, almost trying to get my approval for the things that he was doing.
Well, that's what a bully does. As soon as you stand up to them, they're not. That's why I always think we've got to teach I hope that our girls are like you, you know?
100%.
That's what you got to do. I wish I was like you, but I'm not.
But you're a beautiful person on the inside.
Thank you. A manipulative. What was it?
A manipulative. It's like a Russian. He's manipulative, very manipulative. You see how he does this. He's very manipulative. Number 2, a friend betrays you. Do you A, confront them and burn the bridge, B, slowly distance yourself, or C, cut them off completely?
I'm a ghoster. If I can sense that somebody's like burning me or that I don't like where this friendship's going, I'm out of there.
You're bouncing.
I'm ghosting, so I cut them off completely.
Yeah, I'm with you. But it depends how close a fucking friend it is. If it was someone, and I think if one of my good mates betrayed me, I'd end up speaking to him first because I wouldn't believe it. I'd be like, what the fuck is this? Did you blah, 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 blah? And if they did, I'd call them all sorts of names, and then that'd be the end of it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, if it's a good friend, yeah.
Number 3, someone lies about you. Do you expose their lies with receipts, correct quietly, or let the lie collapse in time?
You know, the one thing about me is that I can't stand being scammed or having somebody have something over me. So
Very
I would
correct.
expose with receipts.
I would also expose with receipts.
I can't stand people just... If I think that people are thinking something and it's not true, that burns me. Burns.
Someone damages your property. Do you A, demand accountability, B, authorities or insurance, or C, petty payback?
I'd go to the cops.
Would you?
Yeah, for damages to my property.
As you'll see in my next story, I chose C, petty payback, in this scenario.
Of course you did.
Number 5, partner cheats. Is there a dramatic confrontation? Do you gather info and then leave, or do you disappear emotionally first?
Oh, I don't know.
What if you found out tomorrow that I was sleeping with someone at work? There would definitely be a dramatic confrontation.
I don't know if I would. I feel like I would just say that I know, and I'd ghost ya.
But don't do that. That would hurt my feelings, because then I would think you don't love
But you
me.
cheated on me, though.
Yeah, but you've been cold. You've been cold. You forced me to do it. And you know Fran at work. She's lovely. She makes me remember who I was. Someone steals from you. Oh, and by the way,
Oh, yeah, go on.
Oh, there'd be a dramatic confrontation.
Yeah.
Slut. Scenario 6. Someone steals from you. Do you call them out publicly, recover quietly, or report it?
Report it.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm like always the pussy way out.
I'd need D for this because, yeah, you just need to get proper revenge. You know what? And, yeah, okay, go on.
Yeah.
Disrespected at work. Do you A, escalate formally, B, outperform them, C, plan your exit?
Well, the only thing I can tell you is that one time I received an email from some person at work basically saying that I had left the room messy. It's like a big thing in my job.
Yep.
Anyway, I didn't because I am like a really good worker.
Clean bean.
I'm pretty good like that. And she CC'd all of the big managers in. I was like, man, I literally saw you 10 minutes ago. You don't have the decency to come and tell me to my face and just talk to me like a human.
Yeah, that's a fucking dog's act.
Yeah, and so then, yeah.
That's like passive aggressive fucking...
Yeah, I hate it. Like, you don't need to freaking, I know I'm talking about, going to the cops and stuff, but you just don't CC managers in. I hate that shit. But yeah, I just called her out and CC'd everyone in at the same time, and I'm just like, yeah, and I was real...
blunt with it.
Yeah.
I like that.
So,
I was very proud. I remember this.
Yeah.
We spoke through this for ages.
Yeah.
This was your, ultimate revenge. I'm going to say something, and I'm going to CC people too. And I'm thinking...
Well, I didn't CC everyone. I just replied all,
Yes.
What about you? Disrespected at work.
If I'm disrespected at work, I will have to disrespect that other person as big and bad as I can to feel that I can maneuver the same. Otherwise, I'm down in the pecking order and I can't have that. Scenario 8. Someone crosses a line with family. A. Immediate confrontation. B. Handled privately. C. Cut access completely.
Cut access completely.
Oh, confrontation. If someone,
but if it's with family though, that's very delicate.
No,
so
someone crosses a line with your family. It's not saying family.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. Immediate confrontation.
100%.
Yes.
I just picture my kid in all these situations.
Oh,
I'd fucking lose my mind. And you know what's funny about this? I've actually been part of revenge because one of my friend's family was disrespected. So when we were kids, about 16 years old, and we used to live in Rockbank, one of my mates, Matza is his name. His younger brother got yelled at by a drug dealer who lived down the street. This drug dealer was older, probably 30 years old, and he yelled at this, 16-year-old or whatever he was. No, he was younger. He would have been like 12.
Yeah.
Anyway, he got yelled at. He was very upset. He went and told his brother. His brother's one of my mates. He went and told all of us. There was like 10 of us. So what did we do? We walked down to the train tracks. We scooped up as many rocks as we could grab. And these are big rocks, man. They're like this. They're heavy, heavy-duty grey rocks that sort of line the train tracks. There was about 10 of us. We had about 10 of them each. We walked down to this guy's house, and we smashed every window in his house as he was sleeping in it. We smashed all of his car windows. We smashed his boat windows.
Goodness.
This man thought he was getting a drive-by happening on his house.
Wow.
He was asleep on the couch at the time. And he had like 10 windows around from his lounge room going all the way around to the family room and kitchen.
Yeah.
And we shattered all of them. Bang, 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 bang.
Hell,
He would have thought he was fucking dying.
Jesus Christ.
That's what we did. Revenge. Speaking of revenge, this is one time where I will admit I might have taken things a little bit too far. Ladies and gentlemen, please prepare yourself for Jacob's story time. So the year was 2001, and I was living at my grandmother's place in St. Albans. Across the road from us was another family who I'd seen over the years plenty of times, but I just always had like a running bit of tension with the guy that lived there. He was a couple of years older than me. He never liked me. I never liked him. It never really evolved into anything. We had a few scuffles when we were kids, but that was it. And he went to my school as well. Well, one day I came home drunk. And I was in my car, I drove up the driveway, and in my normal fashion, I would swing around and then pull up onto the nature strip. However, what I didn't see was the person across the road, the mum that lived there, not the guy that I had this problem with, but the mum, her car was not where it was normally, and I reversed into it. I reversed into the car. Not hard, like I'm talking very, very minutely, but it put a tiny little dent on her front bumper. I went into position. I thought, there's no way anyone's going to see this. And I went back to sleep. Shit move by me. I should have left the note. I should have went the next morning and said, hey, look, I'm very, very sorry, but I did this. But I didn't. I didn't because, one, I hated him. And two, I didn't have the money to fix it. So that's the way I justified it to myself. However, I completely forgot about that because I was hungover the next day and I didn't go anywhere. But about 2 or 3 days later, I go to get in my car, and I noticed that someone has spray painted my bumper. Someone's put a full line of spray paint across my bumper bar.
What?
Yes. And I'm thinking, who could this be? And then I remembered what I'd done to the car across the road. So when I looked, the spray paint actually matched the colour tone of the guy's car. Not the mum that I crashed into, but the guy who lived across the road. That was his mum, and he had a pearl blue VL Commodore. This thing was beautiful. He had this pearl blue colour, and that was the sort of colour that was sprayed across my back. So I thought, aha, I know who this is. So, I was upset by this. Even though I started it, and that was him getting his revenge on me, I decided that I need to get revenge back. So, about 2 or 3 nights later, I came home, and I purposely rammed his mum's car. Not massive, but just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. I didn't try to take it over the top, but I wanted them to know that I knew. That's the way I was thinking at the time. So then, about a week later, I'm walking home, because I went out and I got stoned, and I started walking home, and as I'm walking home, I could see a massive group of people at the front of the house across the road. And they were all masso dudes, and I knew them, two of them actually pulled an axe on one of my mates. They were big, older dudes, and that's who was hanging out with this guy, and I could hear them laughing as I was approaching. And as I was approaching, I saw that my grandma's front tap had been booted over and snapped in half. So they kicked my grandma's front tap and snapped it, and it was just pouring water out the front. I was furious, but I can't fight 20 guys, especially when two of them are known axe-wielding maniacs. So this really upset me, and I thought, what am I going to do about this? I thought if I do anything bigger, it potentially escalates things to a new level, and then who knows where it goes from there. And I thought if I do nothing, all I'm going to have is that memory of those guys laughing as I was walking down the street, and I had to turn off the water main because there was water pissing out of my nan's snap tap. So I decided that no matter what was going to happen next, I was going to escalate it further. And what I did was, I waited until about 2 o'clock in the morning. I grabbed a big, jagged rock from my grandma's backyard. I slammed it on top of his pearl blue VL Caliday. And I scratched the fucking shit out of his car, left dents all over it. I fucking thrashed this dude's car. And I dropped the rock in his front yard, like almost leaving the murder weapon at the scene as an added fuck you. And I walked home and I went to bed. I walked across the road. And you know what? Nothing ever happened.
Nice.
That was the end of it. That was the end of it. It was like, yeah, he obviously he knew it was me. We're in this secret war. But that was the end of it, and thank God it was, because I don't know what the next move was. Blowing up my car, blowing up my house, like, that's stabbing me, something like that. But I'm happy to say that I won.
So what's the moral of the story?
Oh, you got to get people back. If anything happens to you, you got to get them back. That's what you got to do. And you got to be willing to take it as far as it needs to go. If you're going to start engaging in revenge, you need to understand that it can go anywhere. And if you're not willing to take it to the limit, don't step out. Don't step out into the spotlight. That's my motto.
Nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very, very much for being with us here today. As you can see, we are sweating profusely on this 44-degree evening. But here we are for you. Melissa, tell these folks about all of our social media pages and why they've got to follow the other ones. I'll tell you what. TikTok are being fucking wankers. That's why. Tell them. Tell them.
Our account is going to get pulled sooner or later.
Very soon.
Surely. So to just not forget us or lose us or think that we've just left the face of the earth one day, follow us on Instagram and Facebook because they're a little bit less...
They're less stringent.
Yeah.
TikTok are really funny, man. They've pulled some videos that we've done that were genuinely, like, no swearing, no anything, and they just pull them for fuck knows.
Yeah.
Or the other thing they do is, some videos, they just turn down the reach. They just turn down the reach.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable, man. They're running a strange regime over there. But nonetheless...
I just saw a post, actually, though, that... I don't know if TikTok was taken over, but I just saw a post saying that everybody that's on the left is getting censored on TikTok. So, yay for us.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, to the right-wing extremists. Our next week's topic is going to be the differences between growing up as a child in the 80s and 90s and now. Yeah. We want to hear your stories. What are your best memories growing up as a kid? Was it your uncle giving you a drag of your ciggy when you were 5 years old? Was it getting sent to the shop by your parents to go buy ciggies when you were 5 years old?
Drinking Tropicana out of the pantry.
There was so many different things like that would not fly now that used to fly. They were par for the course. And we want to point out all those things, and we need your help to do it. The difference between 80s and 90s childhood stories and now. Send us your DMs.
Do you remember smoking on planes?
No, I never went on planes. I had a very poverty-stricken family.
Me and my family, we used to travel to Chile all the time.
Yep.
And, well, not all the time, but we used to go every few years. And I have solid memories of sitting on the plane and seeing just adults line the aisles, just like leaning on the leaning and smoking and talking, and Yeah, and it was full on. The cabin was just filled with cigarettes.
What a fucking glorious time, man. Could you imagine sparking up on a plane?
When you land, everyone would clap.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, because you've got a smoke in you. Hey, fucking oath, we're alive. Mate, if I could smoke, I'd clap everything. If I could smoke in the bank, I'd fucking clap the cashier. I'll just cash that thing.
Smoking in shopping centres? You used to be able to smoke in shopping centres.
Yes, I remember smoking in shopping centres. I remember smoking in the bank. I remember my mum smoking at work. I remember fucking going into my mum's work on a Saturday with her, and every desk had ashtrays.
Yeah.
And I gathered up all those ashtrays when I was a kid. I made a big pyramid out of them. And what did I do to them, Melissa?
I can't remember.
I pissed on them. I tried to make like a champagne trough thing. I made a pyramid of ashtrays and pissed on them in Ford Motor Company in Broadmeadows when I was a kid.
You're a nightmare.
I'm a good boy.